Welcome to Seize the Mains by Malhotra's IAS Academy. I'm Surbhi Sardana and this is Season 3 of our Daily Answer Writing Initiative. This initiative is running in coordination with our website, which is rajiasacademy.com. On our website, all the questions of Seize the Mains Daily Answer Writing Initiative get uploaded on an everyday basis from Monday to Saturday. The questions have been uploaded with their model answers with them. What you can do is write answers from your workplaces, from your libraries, offices, and post them on the website in the comment section under each question. Our team will evaluate your answers and respond back with their feedback in the next few days. They'll tell you how to improve, how to get more marks, what are the presentation skills that you can develop. So do not delay your practice for answer writing, because that is one thing that will help you score better than other aspirants in the civil services mains exam. So let's begin. The topic for today is drug trafficking. Let's see what is the question. Briefly elaborate the issue of drug smuggling and challenges associated with its management. What are the various measures in place to address this issue? Answer in 250 words. Submit your answers at rajiasacademy.com. The link to this website is copied in the description below. It will directly take you to our website. Go to the mains answer writing section there. Let's see what this question is trying to ask us. Let's look at the first part of this question. It says, briefly elaborate the issue of drug smuggling and challenges associated with its management. So first part has to be elaborating the issue of drug smuggling or drug trafficking and the challenges associated with its smuggling. That has also to be clubbed with this part. So these are two questions in the first part of this question. What are the various measures in place to address this issue? So on our website we tell you that whatever the syllabus this question comes from. So internal security is part of your syllabus. There are state and non-state actors, there are border issues in your internal security. So internal security of India, that is where this question comes from or gets into. So answer in 250 words. First of all, as I always say, we start by writing an introduction, and in the introduction we elaborate about the issue that has been talked about in the question. We elaborate on the subject that has been talked about. So since the issue here or the subject here is drug trafficking or drug smuggling, we would definitely want to talk about it, and that is also first part of the question. Briefly elaborate the issue of drug smuggling. So we'll write about that, and then in the same part we'll talk about the challenges associated with its management. What are the problems that India is facing while managing drug smuggling or drug trafficking? So drug abuse makes the society hollow. This is a general line that we are writing about the implications of drug smuggling, that how bad it is, that it makes the society hollow, and the money earned from drug smuggling poses a very great threat to the national security. So here you've given your viewpoint regarding drug smuggling. Obviously definition of drug smuggling or drug trafficking is not required. You've talked about drug abuse, and drug abuse leads to more and more drug smuggling and drug trafficking. That's why drug trafficking is taking place in the first place, right? So it makes the society hollow, and it is a big threat to national security, whatever the money comes from drug abuse. Now talking in context of India, since you have mentioned national security here, now we'll come to the national part of it. So India has been enduring the menace of drug trafficking for 4 decades at least, and earlier what was happening, traditional drugs were being smuggled, but now synthetic drugs have come up. So here you've given your viewpoint. You're also writing about a trend that has been seen recently in the past few years, and this all introduction paragraph will highlight or will create a way for your body paragraph, and it will also say that the problems are changing with time. The types of drugs that are used are changing, and hence controlling them is becoming tougher. Although India has been a traditional consumer of opium and cannabis derivatives, the trends and patterns of drug trafficking demonstrate that there is a gradual shift from traditional or natural drugs towards synthetic drugs. That is again a problem, that are being trafficked and consumed in the country. The following factors exacerbate this issue or make this issue even worse. The first one is long porous borders. There is a lengthy coastline, long porous borders in northeast India. So that is where from where smuggling takes place. Also, India is very close to the Golden Triangle and Golden Crescent of Southwest Asia and the Golden Triangle of Southeast Asia. These are the places where drugs are manufactured and being traded from. So, India is greatly susceptible to the international drug trade because of its proximity to the Golden Triangle, Golden Crescent, and because of presence of porous borders and long coastline, both of which are very hard to monitor and establish security over. From this point flows that the Northeast region faces shortage of staff and equipment to tackle the illicit traffic of drugs. That is because of the terrain of Northeast. Also, porous borders adds here also the terrain of Northeast, that is very rugged, very rough, that makes it very hard to carry out surveillance measures there. The third one is there is a nexus between drug traffickers, criminal networks and terrorists. So all these three are challenges for India's internal security, and one flows from the other. So that is a very complex web that is being dealt by our security agencies. The other one, the fourth one and the most important one here is use of dark web and cryptocurrency by drug peddlers and buyers. See, drug trading does not happen on normal web, it happens over dark web, out of which 90% of us do not even know about what dark web is and how it operates. So use of dark web by drug peddlers and buyers, and also the deal in cryptocurrency. They do not anymore deal in normal currency notes, cash or bank account transfers, just as it was happening before. With the upcoming of cryptocurrency, this is the new way of buying and selling drugs. This keeps the identity very anonymous, and it is very hard to track the transactions also which are happening in cryptocurrency. It is very hard to maintain a track of the transactions and identify the buyers. Then fifth one, India's drug enforcement challenge is accentuated by the country's large size and huge pharmaceutical industry. So you never know which drugs or which components, which derivatives are being imported or traded for actual medicines or for generating some toxic drugs. Then drug traffickers, often allied with insurgent groups, are theoretically in a position to buy a controlling interest in government they cannot overthrow by force. So they pressurize the political parties or political leaders also, and hence efforts weaken there on the political end. Now coming to the measures, that is your second part of the question, and this has been the second part of the question has been put separately there. The first part had two subparts to it. So yes, we were addressing in like a small number of words only. We were taking a very few words to address that part. The second part is going to be a long one. What are the measures in place to address this issue? Also, in all your mains answers, whenever there is a part concerned about solutions to a certain problem, that has to be long anyway. So what are the measures? The first one is the act that is in place, that is the Narcotic Drugs and Psychotropic Substances Act of 1985, which prohibits a person from producing, possessing, selling, purchasing, transporting, storing or consuming any narcotic drug or any psychotropic substance. So that is something, that an act that completes all parts of drug abuse or drug trafficking. The other one is the second one is the Narcotics Control Bureau, that has been set up by the central government as a central agency to control drug trafficking, to take actions against drug trafficking under the Drugs and Psychotropic Substances Act of 1985, and also it shares information with other security agencies in the country as well as at international level. For example, United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime and the International Narcotics Control Board. So all the collection of information and sharing of information and taking action that takes place through Narcotics Control Bureau, that is a separate agency that has been set up. Then you have the Project Sunrise, which was specifically launched for drug abusers in Northeast India, for Northeast region, to tackle HIV prevalence, especially amongst the people injecting drugs. So this happened around 2017. This is something of very much importance to you. For digitization of pan-India drugs seizure data. So for data collection, the Ministry of Home Affairs has launched this SIMS system, e-portal called SIMS in 2019, and all data gets updated and stored and compiled there. Then you have this National Fund for Control of Drug Abuse. Any kind of treatment, any kind of de-addiction drives, any kind of effort that requires budgetary support comes through this fund. So this particular fund has been set up for de-addiction and for controlling drug abuse. The last one, and a very small initiative you can talk about, is Nasha Mukt Bharat or Drug Free India campaign. It focuses on community outreach programs. So again, a lot of potential there, but not a very long explanation, so you can add it towards the end. Now see, we never end our answers without a conclusion, and especially if there is a question with regards to a problem that is very big for society or for the internal security of the country, then what we do is we do not just end with conclusion, we also give a way forward. We, instead of conclusion, we give a way forward. So what can be the way forward for controlling drug trafficking? Drug trafficking can be controlled if you can control drug abuse, and drug abuse can be controlled first by, accepting the problem, that problem of drug abuse prevails in the country at a very large scale. So societally we need to accept this as a problem. We need to accept people who are into addiction as victims and not as criminals. We need to educate the society about them. We need to carry out more de-addiction drives. We need to educate our children right at the school level with about the effects of drug abuse and how to get into de-addiction, how to apply or get support for de-addiction and things like that. So awareness and fighting against drug abuse, that is where the solution lies. Only then this problem of drug trafficking can be controlled. So just write down, just create a foreground for this. After the body paragraph, you've written all the measures that have been taken by the government. So create a foreground that yes, these measures are in place, ye solutions hai hamare paas, but these have not yielded very good results. Despite these measures, prevention of drug trafficking in India has achieved only partial success. Low priority accorded to prevention of drug trafficking is one of the main reasons for this. So low priority which has been given to prevention of drug trafficking. The stigma associated with drug taking needs to be reduced. From here you've started your way forward, or you've started giving solutions. Society needs to understand that drug addicts are victims and not criminals. Certain crop drugs which have more than 50% alcohol and opioids need to be contained, and these can be generated by farming or by growing them in various parts of the country. Strict action is required from police officers and the excise and narcotics department to curb the problem of drug menace in the country. Also, obviously, strict actions are already taking place, but you definitely need to reiterate that in your answers. Education curriculum should include chapters on drug addiction, its impact, and also on de-addiction. This is something we need to educate our young generation about at the school level itself. Since drug trafficking has serious ramifications on the country's security, it is high time that India pays much more attention to the problem and formulates robust measures to overcome the loopholes in this strategy for prevention of drug trafficking. So by that line you can end your answer, that more attention needs to be given, more budgetary support needs to be given. Anything creative that you can find that can help solve the problem can come in your conclusion or your way forward, as we have addressed here. So this is the entire answer for the day. This has been uploaded on our website rajisacademy.com. Definitely check out our website for daily quizzes and daily mains answer writing practice. Share your answers with us on the website. They are being checked and the feedback is being given on a daily basis. So definitely do subscribe to the channel after watching this video. Stay tuned and all the best for your civil services journey.